So this is I got something to say. This is SAF Mo, and back for the second time. You know, Uncle Five.
Back for the third time.
You say however you want to say his name. You know, this topic is a little bit different. We want to talk a little bit more about your getting out and dealing with COVID, because it's something that just impacted individuals had to deal with. I wanted you to explore it because you were in a little bit and you was out a little bit, but it's just the adjustment to what was going on, what I want to talk about.
He got out before COVID.
Yeah, I did, but I went back in during the COVID period.
Okay. All right.
When you say back.
Okay, when I went back in, that's when the COVID hit at the same time.
So we talking 2019?
I can't remember the
2020. Can you cut that?
I can't remember the exact year, but I do know it was the exact time when Trump was in office, and
so it was like 2020.
Didn't nobody know what the fuck was going on, and they was all like giving out money and shit and everything. And
so that's the aspect. That's why I want to talk, because I know from my standpoint, coming out to COVID, you know, you hear about it while you locked up, but when you come out, it's something totally different. We don't really know what's going on. We know what we see in the news.
Right.
We know what our people is telling us.
Right.
But it's scary. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So let's talk about the tech violation.
Give me some water.
And you coming out now.
Okay. All right. When I was in there, everything blew up.
Spain blew up.
The knowledge of COVID-19 and the panic and the fear of COVID-19 was a new situation we was all facing.
Was you scared?
Nah, not really, because I believe that what's going to happen is going to happen.
You mean in life, like?
Right.
Let me just go before we even get
Another thing is,
yeah,
you cannot worry about anything you cannot control.
Did you ever get vaccinated?
I did.
Was that a job-related vaccination?
They told me that I was not going to be. They actually fired me. They actually took me off the schedule because I was not vaccinated. Mm-hmm. This was in Tallahassee, Florida. Mm-hmm. And I got vaccinated right there on Capitol Circle, Tennessee Street, Tallahassee, Florida at the CVS.
Now, did you want to get vaccinated?
No, I did not.
Okay, so were you scared of the vaccination?
Yes, I was.
And so, since when you got vaccinated, did you feel any symptoms from the vaccination?
Yeah. Sometimes I hallucinate. Sometimes I hear shit. Sometimes I feel like something is controlling me.
I said before the vaccination.
No, not before the vaccination. After the vaccination.
You start hearing shit.
Start hearing shit, seeing shit. I feel like something else is controlling me. Yeah.
Do you still feel like that right now?
Yep. Like, on my way here, I felt like I had shocks through my body, like I was being electrocuted. And it started from right here where they gave me the shot. It started right here, and it like bzz, bzz, and it'll shoot through my body. I traveled on the road. It took me 3 days to get here because I could not drive constantly because I was constantly dealing with shock waves.
On the road
I'm used to driving on the road.
Yeah.
I used to drive 15 hours straight without pulling over. I'll piss in a bottle.
You like this.
I'll piss in a bottle.
So right after the COVID vaccination, you came back to Minnesota?
No, okay.
Let's start this because let's just go back to getting out of prison after the violation.
Okay, I was in prison. Mm-hmm. The COVID was easier on the kitchen workers, and that's the only reason why we went to the cafeteria to get our food. What we call it the chow hall.
Yeah, chow hall.
All right, that's the only reason why we went to the chow hall, because the kitchen worker was like, "Y'all putting too much work on us." So with that being said, they allowed us to come out 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we only had like a 5-minute window to go outside when they called our unit. Now, your unit may say 5:30 in the morning, it's time for you to go eat. But they might not get to your unit and call your unit till 7 o'clock. So now you're sitting there waiting for an hour, like, what the fuck is going on? Why they ain't called our unit? So you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna lay back down and just wait until they call me. And in that course, 5 minutes you got to go. You know what you do? You fall asleep.
Now is they electronic doors or the guards opening the
There's
doors?
electronic and key. If the electronic system failed, they got a key to open up the door.
But right now they popping the door. Right.
You got 2 doors to go through because it's the protection of the COs.
Okay.
Where you won't just run out on somebody or whatever. You see somebody that snitched on you, or you know somebody you want to kill. It prevents you from being able to go straight out to them.
What joint you at?
Beaumont, Atwater, Victorville.
When you get violated, where you at?
Oh, when I got violated, I went back to Florida, Coleman.
You in Coleman?
That is kind of tricky there because you got real motherfuckers there and you got fake motherfuckers there.
Coleman is like a triplex.
So if their mask came down, I'd give them a warning. Hey man, listen, hey, put your mask up, man. You got to keep it up. I know it's hard. I don't like wearing it myself, but hey, these are the rules and regulations that they want us to abide by, and we have to do it because at the same time, while we're running a shift, we're being watched.
Yeah.
By the lieutenant.
Yeah.
And I don't know how cameras are in other facilities, but the facilities that we had, those cameras were so good they could zoom into the sweat on your face.
Okay.
We had those kind of cameras. So as we're running a shift, we're being watched. And if our mask is coming down, we're getting those telephone calls. And if you can't keep your mask up, then they're gonna make you write reports on that.
Okay.
Pretty much like disciplinary reports on yourself, pretty much.
Okay.
As you can't keep your mask up as an officer. So, but yeah, if they couldn't keep their mask up, as for me, hey, first time, man, I get it. You keep doing it, hey man, I'm not gonna tell you a third time. Third time, switch in, you're not coming out. You just in. And then you have to, to go through the formalities of writing a report, letting the lieutenant know, hey, look, this guy couldn't keep his mask up. So I kept giving them, giving them warnings, trying to work with him, but he couldn't do it. So but then when they would be out, I want to say they would be out like 45 minutes at a time. Then we would switch to me, then another quarter of the guys would come out. And when they would come out, in between that, it would be a 5 to 10 minute break. I want to say 10 minutes. And we would have the swampers with what they call housemen. I think some prison housemen, which are the workers that clean and just kind of tidy up. We would have them to wipe everything down. I want you to wipe up. We want you to go upstairs, the rails, going up and down the stairs. We want you to wipe the phones down. We want you wiping the seats down. We want you wiping the tables down, the vending machines, anything that somebody's going to be touching, we need you to wipe them down. So we give them that little time to do that. They switch in, then we let the next group out. Okay. And that was basically pretty much the process of it being actually in the dorms. But what was happening, what started happening though, man, was after a while, because you got to think, we still, we still got to live in this world. So this is just work. So when you're out in public, you out in public, you still going to the gas station, you still going to the grocery store. The movies at the time were still open, but you had to wear a mask wherever you would go. So we were still around people with COVID, and everyone knows that these masks really still was not working. Mm-hmm. So what happening was when these inmates would come in, they would come in as what we call new men. New men were the new guys that was being processed in. They go through the processing area and they would go to what we call the custody area. The custody area is we pretty much had a dorm, B dorm, and a C dorm, and they would go into the C dorm. When they would go in the C dorm, they would start them off on the lower tier, and as they fill up, they would go to the upper tier. And down there, when they was down there, they had to be quarantined for 14 days.
Okay.
Once they go through their 14 days, they go see the nurse, the doctor, what have you, run another test. Okay, you're good. Now you're down in the general pop, which is where I was running. So now we processing them in. So after a while, now we got all these guys that have been processed in. They've been quarantined. But now we got 2-3 guys. They have COVID. So now everyone is, the inmates are talking like, hey man, listen, man, you guys are the one bringing this stuff in. And the thing is, they had a point. So once it started getting to the lieutenants, they was kiting the lieutenants and the captains, and they had to take a step back and say, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. These guys got a point. So then we had the county email where it said that we had to, from that point, we had to start making sure that you need to get your vaccine. And if you couldn't get your vaccine, like you could not work in that building if you didn't have a vaccine. If you didn't want to take the vaccine, then you would have to take a COVID test every week. At one point, I think it was one day I came in and they had people there that was giving free COVID tests and the nose swabs, and they did that for one day. So that particular day, we didn't have to worry about trying to find somewhere to go. So we did that for one day, but still, you got to have it done every week, and you have to have the results every week. And they had a little portal that you went through on your county email where, you pull it up, you got to take a picture of it, and they have to actually see the results from itself. Then we had a day where they had like a one-time thing. You come in and you can get your vaccine, but a lot of people weren't trying to get that vaccine. We didn't know anything about it. And as for me, who has a brother that's a nurse practitioner, it made sense when he said, "Hey, listen, uh, he's in the circle where he's talking to doctors and who've been doing it for many years, and he said, "Hey, bro, listen, man, I would advise you not to take that thing just yet because, it's been proven that any new medication that comes out, anything that's new that come out, it has to be tested at least for 3 years before it's actually put out. COVID just hit, and now these guys are you can excuse my French, they can be injecting you with urine.
Yeah.
How would you know? And how do the nurses? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the reason why I took a step back and I was like, man, I'm just gonna every week I'm just gonna go, get a swab because at the time you probably know you could go on the computer and you can pull up places that's in your area where you can take the test. You go in the line. I'm only in the line maybe 10, 15 minutes at the most, but it was worth it. You go in, spit test, spit in the cup, because a lot of people didn't want to take it up the nose.
Yeah.
So, but you could take it like that. You could spit, and you get your results the next morning. Then you take the snap. You go to your email, snap the picture of it, send it to your county email, put it on your portal. Bam, it's sitting there. So you were good. Now, if you didn't do that, now you got problems. Now you're being called into the captain's office, and and they're asking you why why you're not following procedure. And we had people that just that we had some people that refused to take it, and we had some people that refused to take it so long because they were saying that it is illegal for them to do this to us.
Right.
And some of them stood on that, and some of them lost their jobs. And I mean, people that had been in the county for 18 years, 19 years, some of them lost their jobs. But as for me, I didn't take it, and then I have my son. He would come and visit for the summer.
Yep.
And I would fly to Florida, from Minnesota to Florida, to pick him up and come back because his mom was kind of worried. She didn't really want to be on the plane by himself. Thought he was too young, even though he was not afraid of flying. But so I did the noble thing, and I would fly down, pick my son up, I would bring him back, and he would be here for the summer. When I take him back, I got to fly back and take him back. Stayed at my classmate's house for a day because my older brother, he had COVID, so I couldn't go to his home. So I stayed at my classmate's house, and that was just when the Delta variant had just came out.
Okay.
So when I got back on the plane and flew back, I infected about 7 to 8 officers because I came back and I worked like 2 days, and I'm working, and the inmates that were out, they coming up because when you're working there, you kind of build a rapport with them as an officer. And when I'm like, man, like you good, because you just ain't looking right. And I wasn't feeling all that good. And as I got into the parking lot, typically with your officer, your comrades, after work, you kind of sit out maybe 10, 15 minutes, let the car warm up because Minnesota's very cold.
Yeah.
Let your car a chance, or some of the guys smoke a cigarette. They talk about the day, kind of talk about, man, hey, I heard you. Sound like you was about to have a cold down there, man. You just kind of talk amongst each other, officers. But as I'm walking to my car alongside one of my officers, probably about 3 feet between us, before I knew it, we were shoulder to shoulder. And that's when I knew I went. And the thing is, okay, man, we always give each other a fist pump. Be safe on the road. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you text me. Make sure we all text each other. Make sure we all made it home safe.
Right.
And I said, I'm not gonna do that because I'm really not feeling right. And I got home, that I want to say that was August the 5th of 2021. And man, it was horrible. Called my brother, and he said, listen, man, people are dying like quick. So bro, if you said you got a oxygen sensor, I said, yeah, I have one. He said, take your take the oxygen sensor and check your O2 sats. If your O2 sats go below 91, call rescue. Don't try to get in the car. No, you call rescue ASAP. Okay, copy that. Okay, bro. I'm in there drinking orange juice, everything. I had to sleep in a different bed from my ex-fiance. She was my fiance at the time. And I'm in the bed. I wake up. My O2 sats are at 84.
Oh my God.
They called the cop. We called the rescue. They came. Called my brother Keith. He came to the house and he pulled up. He pulled up just as they was putting me in the ambulance. And the Delta variant. I don't know if you guys know that was a stronger one.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, at the time in the hospitals, you couldn't go in the hospital. You would have to stay out.
Yep.
And he followed behind the ambulance and he said, hey man, I looked at you, man, and if they would have just put a sheet on you, I would have thought you were dead because you were not moving at all. I got into the ER, put an IV in me. It was really bad. I lost. I was incontinent, so I was messing all over myself. You know what I'm saying? They finally got me up to the floor. I'm still considered young, so I got young ladies coming to me. It was so bad that I was in the hospital for like 13 days. They didn't want me to take a shower. I didn't take a shower for 10 days because they was afraid that if I went into the shower, that the steam would kill me.
Oh.
Okay. I had to have a high flow nasal cannula, which when you're breathing in, instead of breathing in air, you're breathing in air, but you're breathing in hot air. And
okay.
You had to lay on your stomach.
Okay.
They sent the rescue team, the respiratory team in on me twice because I couldn't breathe, and it got to the point where I had to have a bedside commode because if I go up to the bedside commode and it's like right by the bed, it's like I run a mile. Okay, so I couldn't walk to the bathroom to pee. The bathroom was literally like 4 steps away from the bed. I would have to pee in a urinal, and the little young ladies would have to come and while the camera's on you too at the same time. So, you lose all your dignity and all that stuff really quick, especially when you're a young man and you got these little young girls who could be your daughter coming in taking in your urinal. It was just different, man. And it got so bad to the point to where they almost intubated me, and I knew that at the time, people that was being intubated, they was dying.
Yeah.
So eventually, through the grace of God, I made it through and made it back. And it still was the same protocol from that point on, but still taking those tests, man, taking those tests. I did not want to take a vaccine, but a little bit of time it went by. And I always refer to my brother since he works in that field. And he was talking to all of his colleagues that he worked with, and they have been doing more studies at the time. And that's when I finally decided to take it because I almost died. When I got out, I left the hospital home with oxygen.
Oh.
So yeah, so it was pretty bad, man.
You didn't have asthma or anything like that? You was as
never had any of that, man. Never had any. I was an athlete coming up, man. Never had anything like that going on. You know, so it was an eye opener, man. Something I'd never been through. It was very scary. Uh,
Did you
and
when you was going through those experiences, did you when you came out of the hospital, I just noticed like I had different tastes. Like I had during the time I had a certain type of taste. I eat foods I didn't eat. It was just weird like that. Did you
right,
change afterwards? Like, is there
I
certain
never
foods you won't eat?
I never had any of those issues at all. It's just for me. It's amazing how when you're in the bed for 11 to 13 days, and even though you're just getting up, going to to a little chair on the side where you can kind of sit up a little bit. Because just for me working in the medical field in the past, we used to have a saying when I was a rehab technician. We say, "Ma'am, do you want to go home?" Okay, ma'am. Yeah. So of course they're gonna say, "Yeah." I would say, um, we got a little poem for you. You want to go home? You got to get up out that bed and sit up, because sitting up, your lungs drain. You can breathe
Yeah,
better. The longer you lay, the longer you stay. The
yeah,
more you sit, quicker you split. The quicker
yeah,
you get out of it.
yeah.
So that always kind of stayed with me. So I knew I had to sit up. So I would sit sometimes on the bed. But even in that, when I got home, I had to go home with oxygen. And man, I had the tone that you lose in your legs. I basically had to just walk around, man. It was almost like learning how to walk all over again. Then they sent me with a forget what they call it, where you breathe it in and hold it. I forget what they call it, but
Hmm.
I had to use that daily. And that is the main thing. Anybody who has COVID, because for me it was COVID pneumonia. So anybody who has COVID pneumonia, just take it from me. That's the best thing to use. I forget what they call it, but I used it and it helped bring me back. I basically had to walk all over again, man. So
How long did it
uh,
take you to come back? How
it
long did?
well once I was out almost an entire month after I got home.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was following up with my doctor. And I was just weak. I was just too weak. When you're a corrections officer, if there's a code, you got to be able to run to that code.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do it right. And then I ran the biggest dorm in the facility, which was a 13 dorm. And you got upper tier, lower tier. You're walking up and down stairs.
Yeah.
And if you're on a poster where you are a responder officer, you got to be able to get to that, to that point. So if it's a code two fight going on, and
Hmm.
you got to get to that point, you got to get there because one of your colleagues could be getting hurt. So the
Yeah.
inmate, in corrections, if there's a code, if an inmate is hitting you, if there's a fight going on, and an inmate is getting hit in the head for 50 seconds until everybody comes in, you dead. So you got to be able to get to that spot. And I knew that I just couldn't do it. And it took me
blowing up and everything. All right, and we couldn't do nothing. They cut visits. They even gave us free phone calls.
And how long was the phone calls y'all got? 15 minutes or
10 minutes.
2 minutes.
It was 10 minutes phone calls. Free phone calls, but you could only get back on the phone, I think, if I'm not mistaken, every hour. Usually it's every 15 minutes. But being that it was given free phone calls and only 10 minutes at a time, and you had to wait 10 minutes to call back again, you had lines from here to wherever. But when I was in there and during the COVID situation, we was not given anything to protect ourselves. We was not
So when you say not giving anything to protect
we
yourself,
wasn't given face masks. We wasn't given gloves. We wasn't given
no
hand
bleach,
sanitizer.
nothing.
None of that shit.
Nobody got it.
Nobody.
The
Not even the prison. Even the guards was put at risk.
So they ain't had no face mask on.
The guards had face masks.
Yeah, but did they have like did y'all have what y'all call swampers out cleaning the house?
You in the penitentiary is cleaning them hospitals. You constantly got guys that are going to clean 24/7. You got guys that's going to clean even when they don't want to because they're clean. I'm giving away game right now and I don't want to.
Don't give it away.
I'm not.
Okay.
All right.
So I was just saying, like, because I know, like, you saying that they got free phone calls. I know when I was locked up, a lot of times we go to the phone with a sock. They put the sock on the phone.
So you won't catch germs.
So you won't catch germs. So what are they doing to make sure when you get off the phone and I get on the phone, we don't catch COVID if I got COVID?
It's all on you.
It's on me.
If you don't do it, then it's not. They don't give a fuck. It's not their concern.
They wasn't getting y'all extra cleaning supplies, cleaning cells.
They was actually diluting it more.
Oh, shit. Okay.
To stretch it. Because what that does, that helps them with the federal budget. Where they don't have to spend all this money, because it's just like this right here. They give them so much money each month or period or a quarter or a year. And all that they don't use is spread out. So if they're giving us all this extra money for COVID and whatever else, for cleaning supplies and whatever else, and the case manager, counselors and all them, unit managers and all the motherfuckers is smart enough to know how to say, hey, you know what? You motherfuckers better learn how to stretch this shit and make it work. Because guess what? The more money we spend to give y'all for whatever y'all need, toilet paper, writing paper, pencils, stamps, envelopes, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, toothbrush, people that don't have no one or nobody. Those are the things that the federal government will provide for those. But the more you provide, the more money that is being taken out of their pocket. So they put it on a stipulation where, hey, look, you're only going to get a certain amount. And if you can't make that work, then so what? Fucking be it. It's your problem. And then now they put people like, I ain't going to say you and me because we wouldn't play a bitch like that. We wouldn't play real motherfuckers like that. What they do, they put bitch motherfuckers, house niggas, in the position. And the house niggas say, fuck you and fuck me. Because they're looking at, man, I'm not gonna give them all this paper, pencil, and envelopes because I can take this shit and sell it on the compound. So during that COVID experience, it was like, sit, wait, and let's see what happens.
Did you catch COVID while you was in there?
No, I did not, because I protected myself and I kept my hands and all that shit. I'm a very hygienic person, and I've experienced a lot of symptoms growing up as a child because I really was not the best hygienic person as a kid growing up.
Did your cellies catch COVID while you was in there?
Nope.
Was it an outbreak of COVID?
As a matter of fact, when I was in there, the United States didn't even have it. We was watching it on the news. All other countries had it. Yeah,
okay, so you seen it coming in from China.
And all that shit.
Okay.
Thankfully, I only had like a 4-month sentence for my violation, and I was, I had to do day for day. 4 months wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? I did my 4 months, and they let me out. But exactly at the time when I was doing my 4 months, that's when they had everybody on house arrest. People was losing their mind. But,
so you get home. Right. You got to get a job now because you're on parole.
Well, I had a job before I went in.
Okay, so you go back to that same job.
I actually had my own business and my job.
So you go back to your own business and your job.
Right.
COVID's coming.
It's here.
It's here. COVID's here. So.
And it strikes fear in a lot of those that are fearful.
And so initially you don't get the vaccination. You refuse to get the vaccine.
When I come home and I got my job and I'm working and doing everything, then things changed a lot. And that's when I noticed people saying, in Tallahassee, Florida, the capital of the Florida, the motherfucker said, we're not hiring you if you're not vaccinated. I've actually lost a job that I actually even had because I would not go get vaccinated.
What was the company? You remember?
We don't call names.
Yeah, but what was you doing? Like, was it service industry?
Transporting.
Transporting? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever get vaccinated?
Yeah, I got the Johnson vaccination. I actually took the first shot, but I never went back for the second shot.
Okay.
Before I can go back and get the second shot, that's when I moved here.
You moved to Minnesota. And
then when I got here, it was a total different demographic. Motherfucker was like, man, if you want to work, we're gonna put your ass to work. Don't live in fear, because we're not.
Okay.
Don't live on excuses.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
That's basically what I've been heard since I've been here. Don't live on excuses. Get off your ass and go get it.
Okay.
It's out there.
So let's just go back. You say now you come out. How long was you in Tallahassee before you come Minnesota?
I can't keep up with dates and times.
I
did too much time to keep up with clocks and calendars.
So I'm just saying. So was it a month? Was it 2 months? You on parole?
No, I was free man once I got out of prison. I was a free man.
Because you got violated.
Once I got violated, they gave me 4 months and killed my probation.
They killed. So now, okay.
Yeah, I'm a free man now. And guess what? I ain't had no problem with the law. I don't need to be supervised. I know what to do. I know if I fuck up, I know they're gonna say that's why we can't give people like him a chance. It's more people that's like me sitting there didn't get a chance, wishing they could have got a chance that I got.
So when you came up here, you was getting a job. You said the COVID issue wasn't an issue. You didn't go back for the second shot.
Right.
But you said that when you got the vaccination, you was experiencing some symptoms.
Oh, yes. Now, once I got the vaccination, I was on my way here, and I promise you, I was feeling like shocks, like somebody was electrocuting me through my body. And even still right now, I feel like I'm controlled by something, even when I know I'm not supposed to be a certain way or do a certain thing or think a certain way or say certain things or do certain things. It's like I'm questioning my second judgment, even though I know what is right.
You wasn't like that before?
Fuck no.
So, but now you feel as though you're paranoid? What are you saying?
Paranoid. I hear shit. I see shit. My brother Ron was with me. I went to the hospital. He took me to the hospital. He was with me. I was overdosing on some weed I smoked that was, I don't know, maybe it was something that in the weed that triggered whatever the fuck they put in my body, because I've been smoking weed since I was a fucking kid. I never had this issue, never experienced this in my life. I was seeing tattoos on my body, on my face, my whole body. I was looking at him with tattoos on his face and his body. I felt like something inside of me was trying to come out. I literally see people, I hear shit, and it's not a threatening vision or voice. It's more lustful, pleasurable, sexual. It's like a woman crying to me from the distance.
What's she crying? Is she crying?
It's like she's crying for her lost love.
So do you feel as though, because you've had several jobs since you came up here, and I'm sure you experienced, policies when it comes to COVID. Do you believe that COVID exists?
I believe it's just a different name for a different problem.
Okay.
It's just like let me see if I can put this in words. In sports right now today, the same thing that's been going on for 20 years is going on now, but they just twist it in a different way to make it feel like, the same way you played, the same way they played against Jordan. Now it's not legal. I'm lost. I'm confused right now, but yeah, I'm really confused right now.
Let me call you back. All right.
I want to ask you a question.
All right.
Would you get the vaccination again? No one. Hold on, let me finish the question. You ain't a mind reader. Let me finish what I'm saying. This list of, would you get the vaccination again, knowing what you know now, but understanding at the time in Tallahassee, you could not get a job unless you got the vaccination?
No, I would not. I would not have. And that's why I was hesitant about going back for the second to complete the process. That's exactly why I did not, and I have not. And I caught it one time.
When you say you caught it one time, was it severe?
Yeah, I was weak. I think I was a week and.
Did you go get the test and they said you had COVID, or you just just felt like you had the symptoms?
I went and got a test. I know my body was like not functioning properly. I was weak. I was not. Nah, something was right. Something wasn't right. You know what I mean? And I was like fucked up. I couldn't even move. I was there on that couch right there.
Was your breathing? Was it something? How was
it didn't fuck with my breathing.
Just the breathing, was you?
It was more like I didn't have the, you know how you feel like you're drained?
Yeah.
After partying too hard?
Yeah.
That's what it was more like.
Was you still smoking?
Nah.
During that
I
time,
smoked cigarettes.
You stopped smoking cigarettes?
I stopped smoking weed. I smoked cigarettes maybe 1 or 2, 3 a day.
Okay. Did you lose cravings? Like, when during the time after COVID, like I know a lot of people say they lose the appetite for certain foods, or they like certain foods, or crave certain foods. Did you go through that? Did you lose your taste?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Even right now, I still, I love vegetables. And the vegetables don't taste the same to me no more.
What they taste like?
Water.
Just like water.
Yeah.
All vegetables.
Yeah, it tastes like water. It's like water. It doesn't have a taste. It's crisp. It's like the flavor's gone. The only flavor I get is what I put on it.
So it's just bland.
Yeah. Nothing's there.
Is that just with vegetables? Or is it food in general?
Period. Food in general.
And food is no food doesn't have any flavor anymore.
At that point in time, no.
So I'm asking you a question to clarify. Now does food have a taste, or during COVID when you were sick, food had no taste? Right now, if you go eat some food, would you be able to tell?
The salt.
Salt?
I can taste the salt.
So I can taste the salt.
If there's not enough salt on it, I have to add more.
Were you like that before?
I don't eat a lot of salt.
Okay.
I like foods that have its own natural flavor. But when I came home, COVID was over. People was off house arrest. The world was back in motion. And I went back into the swing of things. Like I picked up where I left off. But as of now, what I'm getting, what I'm seeing, people are using COVID as an excuse to their advantage.
Like, explain yourself now.
Okay, it's only benefiting those that is in the corporate world, those that are on a higher food chain, where they can say, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want to do, or we don't have to do this, we don't have to do that because of COVID. For instance, people that has appointments with the DMV, when I went down to the DMV, right, they was you gotta make an appointment. And then when you make an appointment, if everything's not proper, it's like, okay, we can dismiss you and say, bye, toodaloo, we'll see you another time. And that is the rule, that is the policy. We can't bend them or break them for no one. And it makes those that are in the position have the authority to make their jobs less stressful or less demanding or less responsible, or them fulfilling their obligations of being the person that is suitable for that job. It's just an excuse now, I think, that people are using to say, hey, damn, I really don't want to feel like doing this. What can I use? Like, for instance, for me, I never had to work in my motherfucking life. And I come home from prison after live a working man's life, and I said, how come these busters do that shit all their life? That shit is a slave shit. You know what I'm saying? I see so much more in being a boss and an employee, an employer. But motherfuckers is like, man, my bad. I got off track then.
What about the mask mandate? What did the mask mandate do to you?
Oh, what the fuck is that?
When you had to wear a mask,
when you had to wear a mask.
You couldn't go.
I was in prison. I was in jail then.
But when you came up here, the mask was still in place.
Was it? No, it wasn't. No.
Well, I want to get back to I want to get back to what you was talking about before, and just about you was talking about the vaccination. You was talking about getting out the joint. You was talking about dealing with folks. And you saying it was fear, but I was gonna go back to you was talking about how it only benefits big folk, the corporations, stuff like that. Right. And I wanted to just go into the point, like, there's people catching COVID every day. Still. Now. You know, it hasn't gone away. It actually has increased a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody's catching it, but I think less people are getting checked.
That might be true.
You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't got checked since the last time I caught it.
So you might have had COVID.
Maybe. But it's not the COVID that I experienced. This COVID that I experienced put me on my ass.
Even after you got the vaccination?
Even after I got the vaccination. Even after I got the vaccination. That's the part that...
so you saying, like, what you experienced after that is, like, the common cold or something?
All right, we still talking about COVID, and we're trying to figure out. We know that COVID's real. We know that individuals receive vaccinations. We're talking about it from adjusted impacted individuals who's been incarcerated. We come out of COVID totally different than anybody else because we really just getting our facts from the news, people talking to us. We really don't know what's going on. So all I'm trying to do is just figure out what was your impressions of it as you came out from the joint into the real world. I got Ron B on the flow in the grill pit, going with Uncle Fi.
Pardon my interruption. Go ahead. This is when I knew that COVID wasn't airborne. When it reached the United States, I was living in a cell with a dude, 3 dudes, just big enough this area right here. And they said it was airborne. And guess what? We never spread it nor caught it.
But nobody had it.
It was in the prison.
It was in the prison in your block?
It was in the prison. They actually took dudes out of our block.
Let me tell y'all this.
Because they said they had COVID.
Let me tell you this. I was at FCI Oxford. Oxford, Wisconsin.
Now is that medium? That's a medium joint?
It's a medium joint. Okay. And like COVID first hit. When it first hit,
right,
nobody at the prison had it.
Nobody.
They locked everything down, locked us all down. Nobody still had it. However, the only thing you had moving in and out of the prison was the COs.
Right.
Getting on and off their shifts and stuff like that. So, with that being said, that's how COVID got on into the compound, into the prison.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, somebody came into the prison with it because we didn't have no visits, no nothing. Like, we couldn't have no visits, no nothing.
Period. No outside contact with the world.
No outside contact with the world. Only outside contact we had with the world was
phone.
The officers coming in and out of the prison.
And the phone.
Like, physical contact.
Right. That was it.
That was it.
Nobody
else.
That was it. Because anybody was going home, they wasn't coming back.
And then it hit. And when I say it hit, it hit. It spread like wildfire.
You know what I think it is like? Hepatitis. It's in your system already. You got good hepatitis, you got bad hepatitis. It's in your system already. Right? But when you get tested,
I don't know.
When you get tested, the bad hepatitis show. Good hepatitis won't show. The bad hepatitis will. Good cholesterol, bad cholesterol.
You got a good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. The doctor
the
told me
bad
that when I was in prison. He told me that.
Show.
Yeah.
The good cholesterol won't. It's been here.
I say this. I say this. I promise you I'll say this.
Talk to me.
I personally think that, like you said, it's been here. However,
Right.
they just put another name on it,
A different title.
and it is what it is. And like people panic, and like I think what do they call that, Mo? They call it the placebo effect.
Chicken George.
The placebo effect. You know how they give like people the fake medicine versus the real medicine? Like they don't know what they take. I think it's a placebo effect.
Did you get vaccinated, Ron B?
I did 3 times.
Did you? So you got the booster shots and all the other stuff?
I got the first shot, I got the second shot, and then I got the third shot.
How many times did you get COVID?
And twice.
And I remember both times.
Wow.
Twice.
I only had
I
it
remember
once.
both times you got it. But you were working, to clarify things, at the time you was working in a situation where you were susceptible. You were susceptible to getting it because you was working around people.
Yeah.
You was working around people.
Vulnerable adults.
But they were also elderly. You know what I'm saying? So you know you was in a
That's the only reason why I got it.
medical situation.
Had I not been working around vulnerable adults, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have got it.
Why not? Why wouldn't you get it?
Because like I don't.
Do you
I
honestly
think,
believe that's where you got it from?
This is where he was working at the time, and this is the time when he got
Not
it.
the only place he
No.
It wasn't the only place, but he was working there majority of the
You're
time.
misunderstanding it. The reason why I got the vaccines is because I was working around vulnerable adults, and I would feel guilty.
Vaccine.
I would feel guilty.
Not the actual.
If somebody got it based on me. So I took the vaccine, just based on me working around vulnerable adults. But had I not been working around vulnerable adults, no, I wouldn't have got that shit. Because I'm a man of God. Like I believe in God, and like. If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. If I'm not gonna get it, I'm not gonna get it. God got a plan for me.
I want to ask y'all a question because so both of y'all saying y'all wouldn't have got the vaccination. Like how much of that saying y'all wouldn't have got it is built on family history of like of your parents or things you heard, because in the black community,
I just told you.
But I'm just saying in the black community, it's not this. That's not the only place it's coming from. It's not just you saying God got me. You heard that. It's like something like in your.
I just told
you. Understand,
I'm a God-fearing man. Like I believe in God. Like like your path is already written right now.
Right.
I believe that.
Okay.
So I don't need to do anything to circumvent that, but abide by the Bible.
There's a story about that. Let me tell you a story about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Ron, be in the middle. I just want y'all to bear with me. There was a man, and he was suffering, and he was praying. And he prayed for God to save him from the affliction that he was going through. He prayed every day. And his wife came to him with some holistic medicine. He said, I'm not gonna take this holistic medicine because God gonna save me.
I know this story.
And then
I know this story.
So when he died and went to heaven,
God said, I came to you this time, I came to you that time, I came to you that time, and you refused me every time
I came to you.
Every time you came to me.
When
his wife came to him,
exactly.
that was God coming to him.
Every time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So when y'all talk to me about not wanting to get the vaccine, I'm not trying to say anything. Y'all make your own decisions. But I'm just saying, like, it's just, to me, even when I'm dealing with people in voting rights, I hear a lot of people tell me I'm not gonna vote. But that's not coming from them. It's coming from what they heard their fathers say, what they heard their people say, what they heard their elders in the community say. Man, that shit don't mean. So I'm just saying, are we not doing the vaccination because our community is saying this vaccination is not something for black folks? I don't know. I'm asking y'all a question, man.
I personally think that you don't need modern medicine to heal the body.
Okay.
The reason why I say that, how many people you know in the South that do they honey and tea and stuff like that? Holistic medicine. And they heal themselves. Like they don't deal with cancer and the common cold and the flus and stuff like that, like the people in the city do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't need it. All you got to do is believe in God and do the old fashioned stuff. Personally, myself.
So I want to clarify a couple of things because I don't want to get straight. None of us are doctors. Mm-hmm. None of us are medical pad. None of us got PhD. None of that stuff. So we're not trying to say what we say is it's our opinions is what I'm getting at. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or what I was saying is like, y'all, we all agree that COVID is a virus and it exists. I'm just clarifying. I'm not putting no words in nobody's mouth.
That's the name they gave him.
I'm just saying it's not. So without the name, we're gonna
put my hands up.
Okay.
My hands up.
So we going the Corona first.
It was Coronas. Yeah, it was the Corona. Yeah, it was. You know.
And then, I'll say this too. If you look up coronavirus in an old dictionary, it's been around since the 70s. I seen it. So when it first happened, we had an old dictionary. I was in prison when it happened. And we looked up coronavirus in the old dictionary, and it's been there since the 70s.
Ron B, I wanted to talk to you. That's why you sort of came on screen to sort of give me a gist of how you experienced COVID coming out of the joint, because you was coming out too. So what was your experience?
I was there when it first happened, when they didn't know what it was, when they had all them bodies in them semi-trucks.
Me too.
When it first happened.
So that's Oxford, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And So this bring us up. Tell us about your experience.
Well, I was in a prison that didn't have toilets or sinks in a cell.
Yeah, the shared.
We had a shared community,
universal.
Like dormitory style. They call it.
Yeah,
dormitory.
What they would do was they would lock us down during count time, and when count cleared, they would unlock the doors. And we all had to go to these shared communities. Oh, well,
fuck that.
Good.
Hold on. Yeah, y'all good. You good? No.
Back up.
No. This one camera you not. No, this camera right here.
Okay.
Try not to move that much. In this camera, you try not to.
How I look right here.
You good? You good? Right. Yeah, you good. You good.
You share community bathrooms. Well, when COVID happened, they locked us down, and they were supposed to come get us every hour on the hour and let us out to use the bathroom.
They work them motherfuckers that hard?
What? Man, listen, when I tell you they only came every 3 or 4 hours, they only came every 3 or 4 hours.
That's all they're doing, turning the key.
My Sally had this shit so bad one day.
He shit in the bag?
He shit in a bag.
Oh, okay.
He shit in a bag in the cell.
Yeah.
Because they took like 3-4 hours to come let us out to go use the bathroom.
What did he do with the shit in the bag?
He just tied it off, and it stunk real bad for the moment until the smell dissipated. But I had to endure that.
Yeah.
He had to endure that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That sounds like when I was in the penitentiary, they turned the water off on us for days.
Mm-hmm. What was wrong with the water?
We be bucking. So
yeah, so that's dry cell. They turn
all the water.
They hit you with the dry cell.
They turn everybody's water off.
Yeah, the dry cell.
We buck on them. They turn all the water off and everything.
Punishment.
Mm-hmm. Then they might not feed us but one time a day. Then we get out dinner at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they fucking
shit like that. And it'd be sandwiching some molded bread with a boiled egg.
The only reason why he had a bag to shit in or a bucket to shit in is because I had asthma, and they had to give me ice and bags of ice all the time. Mm-hmm. So that was the only reason. But if say I was being you don't have asthma.
Yeah, I know. I've been.
You don't have no underlying conditions or nothing like that.
I know that shit on.
Like you wouldn't have had the bag. You wouldn't have had the bucket.
What was he
What
did?
the fuck was he gonna do? What the fuck would he have did?
What would he
What
did?
would he shit it in?
He would have. It would have been fucked up.
Yeah,
bad. You know, he would have had to. I mean, it would have been tight. But so they end up opening up y'all areas.
They eventually opened up our areas, and then but it was two sides to the dorm. It was a gate between two sides. Like it's like 100 people on that side, 100 people on this side, and they got us locked off.
Right.
But we all share the same phones. So like at a certain time of the day, they let this 100 people go out and use the phones and the computers. And then at a certain time of the day, they let that side come out and use the phones and the computers.
Top tier, bottom tier, left, right, left.
No, but it wasn't tiers though. Like it's like a dormitory.
Okay, like a nursing home type of
everything
look.
flat.
Okay, in the penitentiary in Beaumont, we have tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all in the old ass penitentiary though.
Yeah.
Every penitentiary is like that now. It's stacked.
You in the old ass penitentiary.
Beaumont is the old penitentiary.
That's what I'm saying. That's why y'all stacked.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Because they do
place
K
all
buildings
the-
now.
It was a medium.
Victorville,
It was a medium. It was
Atwater,
flat.
Coleman, all these motherfuckers is stacked 2 levels.
Yeah,
You
well,
got
2
one
levels.
level,
Two
You know what I'm
levels.
saying?
Like the old ones, they do 4, 5,
Well, I ain't never been in one of them.
4. St. Cloud 4.
Beaumont.
E Block
And the
5.
It's the same thing where I was at though.
Beaumont.
Because like it's 4 wings.
And it's
It's just the same thing, but it's flat.
It's flat.
It's flat. There's 2
and
wings
it's a
on this side, 2
That's
wings
K
on that
building.
side.
That's a K
Yeah.
building.
Yeah.
And so this is how they did it. They're divided in 4 parts.
Mm-hmm.
Top, bottom, left, right.
You're right, yeah. Just whatever they do.
But in the penitentiary where I was in, we had 2 doors to go into our showers.
Mm-hmm.
You got one door that they're supposed to have, this is how it's supposed to be ran. You're supposed to have shower times. And during shower times, the CO is supposed to come out and lock you into the shower.
So is it single shower
2 doors.
cells?
Yeah, single shower cells, you by yourself, but it's 2 doors. They lock one door, then they go out, and there's probably a space between me and you, and they'll lock another door. Being that they don't follow the rules, what we have to do is we have to have our homeboy sitting outside the shower with us, with his knife, his boots, and everything. And we take a shower with boots on, with a knife. And we
This at Beaumont.
This every penitentiary that's rocking and rolling.
Okay.
Period.
Bloody Beaumont.
Bloody Beaumont.
That's the nickname for it.
Bloody Beaumont. And they shut that bitch down 2 times. I was there the first time when they shut it down. No, matter of fact, I was there the second time they shut it down. The first time they shut it down was a ride between Texas and Florida. And they called it, no, my bad, I'm sorry. The first time they shut it down was when they took cigarettes out of the federal prison. And the Beaumont was the last and only
That's
prison
2005.
the
That's
Beaumont was the
2005.
only prison that said, you know what, we ain't going for that bullshit. Fuck y'all.
That's
They
2005.
brought
That's
the
when I first
National
went in.
Guard in to calm it down.
That was 05. That's when I first went in.
They brought the National Guard in to calm it down. Then right after that, they let us out. Texas and Florida went into a riot. Texas out normal Florida. Yes, and Florida got slaughtered. They shipped some of us out, kept some of us in. The ones that they feel like had more influence was more the troublemakers. They shipped them out. But the ones that feel like, okay, they won't be a problem. They'll let things calm down. They kept us. But we was just as rowdy. And it popped back up again. And they closed it down. Then it was so corrupt and everything, so they closed it down. And then they shipped us all out again. Spread us all over the United States of the world. And then guess what? I get out, come home, COVID, and when I was in prison, I come home from prison. I'm trying to stay on course right now. All right. When I come home from Florida, prison, it was at the end of pretty much when everybody was getting their stimulus checks and everything. I even got a stimulus check when I was in prison because I was working before I went to prison.
I did too.
You know what I'm saying? But when I came home, people was trying to adjust and deal with the new circumstances or whatever. And we, after that, but to make a long story short, we didn't get a damn thing. We didn't get a fuck thing. And the kitchen workers that was fixing our food, they didn't get a damn thing as far as like PPE equipment or nothing like that. The impact that it has had on my body since I took that fucking shot, yes, I can say I feel things and experience things and see things and deal with things totally different. I have never hallucinated, never heard shit in my life. Since then, I've hallucinated, I've heard shit. But like I said, it's not nothing in a threatening way. What is going on, I don't know.
Have you went to see someone about it or talked to someone about it in the medical field?
They said I'm perfectly fine.
Now, this is a doctor that you went to go see.
I went to see federal doctors.
Why you okay? And
my probation officer assigned me to that will not prescribe you any drugs that has narcotics in it. They believe in old school textbook training, where we're gonna sit down with you and have sessions an hour at a time and talk to you about your mental condition.
So they like more like a therapist.
Yeah.
Let me
real therapist.
Let me ask y'all a question because it's been brewing on my mind.
Real therapist.
Mm-hmm. Like, so if somebody got COVID in y'all unit, what would they do with him or her?
They take them and put them in isolation.
Like in SEG.
Yeah.
So because isolation, when you say isolation, I'm thinking
punishment. They punish him.
Yeah. And SEG. They got to
put him on punishment. He can't order but $15 a week for food.
So I'll be like, I ain't gonna say I got COVID.
Yeah. He can't order but $15 a week for food.
I'm not gonna say I got COVID.
Give a damn if you back there. You in the hole. You in the fucking hole.
I'm not gonna say I got COVID.
Exactly.
Why would I?
Exactly. You get $15 a week for food and only 15 minutes a month on the phone to talk to your family. And listen,
but when you
can't even divide it. Listen, you can't even divide your minutes. You say I want to do 5 minutes a week. That's 3 phone calls a week, a month. 5 minutes a time.
But
you can't
when
even
you got COVID at its fullest,
hold on. You make that one phone call.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's how it is in Oak Park
You
Heights.
dig what I'm saying? You gonna either make that one phone call or none.
Yeah, that's Oak Park Heights.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, you why would you say anything about you having COVID?
Yeah, I'm good.
You can't fake it though.
So you go.
I'm just saying,
you
Dad.
got it though. You got it.
I'm just telling you. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna. Even if I think I got it, I'm gonna stay in population until I go down. I'm gonna give everybody that shit.
You're gonna keep your.
At least in my canteen bag, come.
Bro, listen. I watched dudes with that shit when I was in the motherfucking prison, bro. No bullshit. You can hear it. You can see it. Every morning we get up, brush our teeth. Mm-hmm. Dudes literally spitting out fucking bullshit out of their fucking body, man. The color of this goddamn table. Globs of it. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with him? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if y'all can see the color of this table, but I'm going to show y'all real quick.
These are the conditions you live in. Yeah, and guess what? These are conditions you live in.
I'm just saying, like, that's why I asked the question, because a lot of people don't understand, like most people who got COVID in the joint during that time is not even going up, so it's gonna fester. My celly gonna get it. Because I'm waiting for my canteen bag and trying to get my time on the phone because I know I'm going to SEG. Mm-hmm. So I ain't trying to go back there. I'm going to let everybody know I'm going to try to at least collect my debt before I go back to SEG. So I'm just saying what I'm getting at is they not making it a commend or they don't make it easy for you to make that transition. It makes it hard.
But when COVID hit though, like
it's more beneficial.
Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew what it was.
It's more beneficial.
According to them, they didn't know what it was.
It's more beneficial for those.
I'm gonna close this out. I'm not
trying. You know what I'm
saying? I'm not gonna try to just weigh down on it.
Check this out. Guess what? In the prisons, when the CO tested positive for COVID, you know what they did?
What?
Sent them home for 2 weeks vacation pay.
And got paid.
Guess who paid for that?
I know who paid for it.
But
who gonna pay? They same people paying their salary now.
But you forgot about this part too.
Talk to me.
You forgot about this part too. But this is what happened in the feds when I was there.
Okay.
They was sending people home on like
early release.
Like
I seen one person go home, and guess what? That nigga was damn near dead already.
Guess who went home?
They said he got fishing.
Big Meech got turned down. But his brother went home.
They said Guy Fisher went home.
Yeah, he went home.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID.
I did time with him in Arizona.
They sent people home.
I did time with him in Arizona.
They did the same thing.
USP, Arizona.
They did the same thing. They sent people home.
I did time with...
I forget what they call it.
I did time with Verdugo. I did time with Claude. I did time with Detroit Mike. I did time with Adam Ali, Chip. I did time with Booby. I did time with everybody. I did time with everybody hate Whitey Bulger. I pushed him to the child hall in his wheelchair.
But there was people that had underlying conditions that they sent home. They sent them home.
Oh, they was on. But when they went home, they was on
The
house
ones that
arrest.
I seen was going home.
I don't
Listen,
know
the
what
ones
they
that
was
I
doing.
seen going home.
They wasn't home kicking it.
The ones I seen
No,
going
they went
home.
home though. They left the
And
prison.
look,
Yeah, they went home.
the ones I seen
they
going
had
home
underlying
was
conditions.
dead damn near.
Because they were supposed to be let you put in for at least a compassionate release.
That's what it was.
That was
Compassionate
supposed to be.
release.
Yeah,
That's
at
what
least
it was.
some type of medical.
They wasn't getting it though.
That's exactly
They was
what
damn
it
near
was.
dead. The ones that got compassionate release. You know what compassionate release is? You ain't got no life. You've been locked up for 20 years. There's no family left out there for you, and you're damn near dead, and your medical expenses cost too much to keep your ass in here alive. That's what compassionate release is, man. Let's not get that shit mistaken, all right? For those that don't understand and know, you dig? That's what a fucking compassionate release is. You dig what I'm saying? Fuck with me, man.
You share community bathrooms. Well, when COVID happened, they locked us down, and they were supposed to come get us every hour on the hour and let us out to use the
They
bathroom.
work them motherfuckers that hard?
What? Man, listen, when I tell you they only came every
They
3
doing
or
it with
4
turning the
hours,
key. They doing it with turning the
they
key.
only came every 3 or 4 hours.
That's all they're doing, turning the key.
My Sally had this shit so bad one day.
You ain't shit in the bag?
He shit in a bag.
Oh, okay.
He shit in a bag in the cell
Yeah.
because they took like 3-4 hours.